Imagine a world where the air cuts like a knife, where -40 isn't just weather, it's war. A spark of fire becomes treasure, warming frozen hands. Fish turn to stone in the open market. Even a towel, tossed in the air, freezes mid-flight. This isn't just cold, it's life on the edge of human endurance. This is Siberia. A land of bridges that span frozen rivers. Monuments that guard centuries of memory. And churches that rise defiantly against the cold. Here, mountains cut the sky like blades of stone, jagged, merciless, eternal. Men climb sheer walls, where one mistake means death. High above the abyss, a single rope is all that keeps life from falling. Yet, in the heart of winter, the people gather, dancing in circles of fire and frost, proving that in Siberia, adventure and culture burn brighter than the cold. Huskies race through snow, pulling people across endless white plains. And then, Lake Baikal. The oldest, deepest lake on Earth, frozen in silence, hiding secrets in its icy depths. But behind today's beauty lies a story carved in survival. Thousands of years ago, people walked these same snows, hunted mammoth, fought wolves, and guarded their reindeer herds from the beasts of the night. In this series, we will uncover the monsters they faced. The shelters they built from bone and hide. And the brutal exile camps that tested every breath of life. Then we return to today's Siberia, to the Nenets nomads, their chum tents, their herds, and the lasso flying through snow. Stay with us, because you are about to uncover a Siberia the world has never seen. Here in Novosibirsk, the largest city of Siberia, stands a striking landmark, the Bugrinsky Bridge. Opened in 2014, it's one of Russia's longest arch bridges, stretching 2 kilometers across the Ob River. Its bright red steel arch, soaring 380 feet high, has become the modern symbol of the city. Few know that building it wasn't easy. Workers faced freezing winds, ice-covered machinery, and temperatures that plunged below -30 degrees. Yakutsk, often called the Paris of Siberia. Founded in 1661 as a Cossack outpost, it became a vital stop along trade routes between Russia, Mongolia, and China. By the 19th century, it gained fame as a place of exile, where many Russian nobles, artists, and intellectuals were sent after failed uprisings. This mix of merchants, scholars, and exiles gave Irkutsk its unique cultural identity, a blend of wealth, architecture, and revolutionary spirit. Standing proudly on the banks of the Angara River is the monument to the founders of Irkutsk, built to honor the Cossacks who first established the city. Nearby Irkutsk still keeps its charm of old wooden houses, Orthodox churches, and European-style theaters, earning its nickname as Siberia's cultural capital. On the banks of the Angara River lies the small town of Nikola, once a fisherman's village that guarded the river crossing. Today, it's part of the Yakutsk region, known for its wooden Siberian houses and for being the traditional gateway to Lake Baikal. In Siberia, survival meant simplicity. Families gathered to prepare pelmeni, dumplings filled with meat, frozen outside in the snow and stored for months. A dish born from necessity, it became the heart of Siberian comfort food. After the bitter cold, warmth was shared around the table. Strong black tea brewed in the samovar, sweetened with honey, and served with fresh pastries. It wasn't just a meal, it was a ritual of hospitality. Today, these traditions are proudly displayed at cultural fairs and expos. The old Siberian ways of tea and food still connect generations, reminding visitors that even in the harshest land, life has flavor and warmth. Now we enter Yakutsk, the coldest city on Earth. Here, winter can bite harder than anywhere else, with temperatures plunging below -50. Life continues along the frozen riverbanks. People walk the streets fully covered, each step a quiet act of endurance against the Siberian frost. In Yakutsk, the cold is not just a season, it's a way of life. Faces are hidden behind scarves, eyelashes freeze within minutes, and every breath feels like shards of glass in the lungs. Yet people still walk to work, children still go to school, and markets still open. Cars are left running for hours so engines don't freeze solid, and even a short walk outside becomes a daily struggle for survival. Here, even boiling tea turns to ice before it touches the ground. Wet clothes, hung out to dry, don't sway with the breeze. They freeze solid, standing stiff like wooden boards within moments. And here, boiling water isn't just hot, it's fragile. The instant it meets the air, it shatters into crystals, drifting down like snow. A quiet reminder that in this land, nothing can escape the cold. Markets here are unlike anywhere else. Fish lie in open air, frozen harder than steel. Apples, once soft and sweet, now ring like bells when struck together. The cold itself becomes the storehouse. But in Yakutsk, survival is not the only story. The cold is also a canvas. Here, blocks of frozen water are transformed into art. Skilled hands carve sculptures from ice, turning what most would see as hardship into beauty. In Yakutsk, hardships aren't exceptions. They are the way of daily life. Deep in southern Siberia, hidden within the western Sayan Mountains, lies Ergaki Nature Park, a land sculpted by glaciers and legends. Locals call it the Sleeping Sayan, for when seen from afar, its ridges resemble a giant resting warrior. Unknown to many, Ergaki is home to unique wildlife: Siberian ibex, rare snow leopards, and golden eagles that soar above the ridges. In winter, the peaks transform into a frozen kingdom, with temperatures dropping below -30 degrees Celsius. Even in the harshest winters, the Russian spirit has always found warmth in tradition. Folk dances, with bright scarves and swirling steps, are more than celebration. They are echoes of centuries-old rituals that once marked the change of seasons, harvests, and village gatherings. To outsiders, it is simply a dance, but to Russians, it is a living heartbeat of history, where music, snow, and laughter weave together the beauty of survival and joy, even in the coldest lands on Earth. In the endless Siberian snow, huskies are more than pets. They are partners of survival. For centuries, Siberian tribes like the Chukchi relied on these dogs to pull sleds across frozen lands. Strong, loyal, and tireless, they carried food, firewood, and even children during harsh winters. What makes huskies unique is their endurance. They can run for hours without tiring, guided only by instinct and bond with their human. Even today, husky sledding remains not just a sport, but a tradition, a living piece of Siberian heritage. Now, before we dive deeper into today's Siberia, let's journey back in time, into the wild history and breathtaking beauty that shaped this frozen frontier.
More than 20,000 years ago, during the last ice age, Siberia was a frozen frontier. Across its plains, mammoths marched, followed closely by human hunters wrapped in crude furs. They tracked herds of bison and reindeer, lit fires against blizzards, and carved tools from bone. Some of these tribes would press onward, crossing the frozen land bridge into the Americas. But many remained, learning to live and fight in this unforgiving wilderness. In Siberia, survival meant more than hunting. It meant facing the cold itself. Families huddled in huts of wood and bone, while winds howled like spirits beyond the firelight. Hunters chased reindeer across frozen rivers, stalked elk through silent forests, and defended their camps from wolves. For 9 long months each year, winter reigned supreme, and every mistake was punished by frost. But the greatest danger did not always come from the cold or hunger. In the shadows of the Siberian pines, a predator watched, the great Siberian tiger, feared even by men. Men armed with only spears and fire faced the terror of striped death in the snow. In silence they moved, breath freezing, hearts pounding, until the clash erupted in blood and fire. The beast fell, and for one more night, the tribe would live. Centuries later, Siberia became more than wilderness. It became a prison. Under the Tsars, rebels, criminals, and thinkers alike were banished to the frozen east. Exile meant a life of silence and snow. In the 20th century, Siberia became the heart of the Soviet Gulag system. Millions were sent to labor camps where chains, hunger, and the cold itself claimed countless lives. Here, survival was not just about nature, but human cruelty. Yet not all who lived here were prisoners. For the native peoples, the Evenki, Yakut, Chukchi, Siberia was home. They followed the reindeer across tundra, hunted in the forests, and prayed to the spirits of the land. They fought storms, rival clans, and hungry wolves, but carried traditions that still echo across Siberia today.
Thousands of years may have passed, but some ways of life remain unchanged. In Yamal, reindeer herders still roam the snow-covered plains, wearing clothes made from animal skins, just as their ancestors did. These garments are not decoration. They are essential protection against Siberia's brutal cold, where temperatures can drop below -50 degrees Celsius. Herding reindeer is a delicate balance of skill and instinct. Using ropes, herders guide the animals, protecting them from predators like wolves, just as people did centuries ago. In some cases, snowmobiles now aid in managing larger herds, blending tradition with modern tools. These nomadic camps, called chums, are temporary homes that move with the herds. A single chum can house an entire family and their livestock, perfectly adapted to the frozen tundra. From aerial views, the herds look like living rivers of white and brown, stretching across the endless snow. Few realize how crucial the reindeer are. They provide food, clothing, and even transportation. Every movement, every rope thrown, is part of an ancient rhythm. Survival and culture intertwine. Even today, the people of Yamal face the same challenges as their ancestors: harsh winds, freezing nights, and predators. Yet, their knowledge and resilience allow them not just to survive, but to thrive in one of the world's most extreme environments. Far beyond the frozen plains of Siberia, in the Altai Mountains of Mongolia, life moves to the rhythm of the land. Nomadic families live in gears, portable round tents that rise from the steppe like islands in a sea of grass. Here, children play freely outside, under endless skies, learning the ways of their ancestors from an early age. These communities move with the seasons, following rivers, pastures, and the herds that sustain them. Horses are not just companions, they are a lifeline, carrying people, goods, and memories across the vast wilderness. From above, the landscape reveals a mosaic of gears, rivers, and mountains, each telling a story of survival, adaptation, and harmony with nature. In these remote regions, traditions endure untouched by time. Skills in herding, horseback riding, and tent making are passed down through generations, preserving a way of life older than many nations themselves. Here, life is simple yet profound, a constant dialogue between humans and the land they call home. Lake Baikal is not just another picturesque lake. It is a living vault of the Earth's history. Holding nearly a quarter of the world's fresh water, this ancient giant sits atop a slowly spreading rift, growing deeper even today. Its bottom holds sediment layers up to 7 kilometers deep, nature's own climate archive. And its waters harbor up to 3,500 species, with more than 80% found nowhere else, earning Baikal the title of the Galapagos of the North. In spring, the ice fractures into surreal turquoise shards, a phenomenon known as the blue eye of Siberia. And beneath it all, buried in darkness, lies the Baikal GVD Neutrino Telescope, Siberia's cosmic lookout, scanning the universe for mysteries. Beneath Baikal's frozen cliffs, icy caves are carved by wind and water. Walls of crystal hang like frozen chandeliers, shimmering blue and white. Inside, every step echoes, as if you've entered another world, silent and eternal. These caves hold the breath of winter itself, untouched, fragile, and timeless. You'll find sights found nowhere else too. The nirpa, the lone freshwater seal, the translucent golemyanka fish that blooms with life, and water so crystal clear you can see 40 meters down. Here, over the waters of Lake Baikal, seagulls sweep and dive. With sharp cries, they snatch food mid-air, a fleeting moment of survival above the world's deepest lake. The Amur tiger, also called the Siberian tiger, is the largest cat in the world. Fewer than 600 remain in the wild, most of them hidden in Siberia's frozen forests. Their thick fur and a layer of fat up to 5 centimeters keep them warm in brutal winters. Unlike other tigers, the Amur can roam over a territory larger than some countries, nearly 4,000 square kilometers. In Siberia's frozen deserts, survival belongs to the most unlikely of creatures, the Bactrian camel. Unlike their Arabian cousins, these camels carry 2 humps, storing fat that fuels them through famine and frost. They are among the few animals on Earth that can endure both searing heat and brutal cold, from plus 40 degrees Celsius into minus 40 degrees Celsius in winter. For thousands of years, they have carried nomads and traders across the Silk Road, their soft feet leaving no scars on the land. In Siberia, survival has always meant walking a thin line between life and death. The people here endure temperatures that can freeze skin in seconds, yet they push boundaries in ways few can imagine. From hunters who trek across endless tundra to men who balance on ropes stretched high above icy rivers, Siberians carry a spirit of resilience. Every step, every risk, is a reminder this land shapes people as hard and unyielding as the frost itself. From frozen lakes to dragon-shaped cliffs, Siberia is a land where nature writes its stories in ice and stone. These landscapes remind us of both beauty and survival. If you enjoyed this journey, join us for more untold wonders of the world. From the frozen legends of Siberia to the untamed wilderness of Canada, the adventure continues. Subscribe now and step with us into wild Canada.